Hello, and welcome. So we've all wondered what makes a truly great doctor. But what if the answer isn't really about what school they went to or how skilled they are with the scalpel? What if it's about their character? Today, we're diving into a really fascinating and frankly demanding vision from an early 20th century doctor named Herbert A. Roberts. He believed that to heal someone, you first had to be a very specific kind of person. He basically created a philosophical funnel, and while most of us wouldn't make it through.
This is the question at the heart of all medicine, right? But what's so interesting about Dr. Roberts' work is that he doesn't just jump in and give you his answer. No, he turns it right back around and asks a question of us first.
And look, he wasn't talking about some newfangled surgical technique or a magic pill. He was proposing an entire philosophy of healing, and it was a really strict one, almost designed to weed out anyone he thought was in it for the wrong reason.
So get this, before he even gets into what his brand of medicine can do for a sick person, he starts by grilling anyone who even thinks about wanting to practice it. It's all about their motivation. This right here, this is his first filter. Why are you thinking of studying medicine? It sounds simple, but for Roberts, your answer to this question tells him absolutely everything he needs to know. It reveals whether you're even capable of grasping what he thinks true healing is all about.
And he is not shy about it. He's crystal clear about who should just turn around and walk away. He sets up this funnel, starting with the ambitions he says are just totally incompatible with being a real healer.
First up, if you're looking for an easy life, forget it. In his mind, this path is one of constant, grinding, demanding work. There is just no room for taking it easy. Next, are you just doing it for the status? For that secure, respected place in society? He draws a really important line here. If you're chasing the title, if you want the honor that comes with being a doctor, you're out. The work itself has to be the real reward. And of course, the big ones, fame and fortune. Roberts basically argues that if your mind is on your bank account or seeing your name in lights, you have completely, fundamentally misunderstood the selfless nature of healing. And this quote, wow, it just perfectly sums up his whole filtering process. If your goals are external, money, fame, status, then his philosophy offers him little that he would care to accept. Or to put it another way, if you're not here to serve, then you have no business being here, period. Okay, so after he's chased off everyone looking for an easy life or a fat paycheck, who's left? What kind of person does Roberts think can actually be a healer? He says it all boils down to two essential virtues. First, there's stability of character. This is about having an inner compass, the strength to stick to what he calls natural laws, no matter how much pressure there is to jump on the latest trend or fad. And second, unwavering patience. This is the incredible discipline to just wait, to observe, and to not jump in and act until you are absolutely certain it is the right thing to do. And this leads to maybe his most powerful and honestly most challenging piece of advice. When in doubt, don't. Just think about that for a second. In a profession that's all about doing something, he argues that the highest skill is often restraint. It's the patience to do nothing at all rather than risk doing the wrong thing. So this whole mindset, this stability and patience, it builds into a complete philosophy of healing. For Roberts, this isn't just about how you pick a remedy. It's a completely different way of looking at the human being you're trying to help. So on the left here, you see his ideal. It's all about treating the sick individual, considering the whole person, their mind, their life, not just a list of symptoms. He was contrasting this with what he saw as a worrying trend in medicine back then, a focus on statistics, on group practice, and this sort of frantic rush to feel like everything possible has been done, even if it wasn't the right thing for that one person. All right, now this is where Roberts gets pretty technical, and he draws a really firm line in the sand. He makes a very sharp and controversial distinction between what he defines as pure homeopathy and another practice that he calls isopathy. So what on earth is isopathy? Well, according to Roberts, it's the idea of treating a sickness with the identical thing that caused it, And that word identical is everything, because he argues that true homeopathy is based on finding a substance that is only similar to the cause, not the same.
This table really helps break down his thinking. On one side, you have homeopathy, which he says is based on the principle of the similar. The remedies are discovered through provings on healthy people, and the application is totally individualized. On the other side, he puts isopathy, based on the identical. And here's the kicker. From his viewpoint in the early 20th century, he classified mass-produced serums and vaccines under this isopathy category. For him, the main problem was that they were applied in mass, a one-size-fits-all approach, which violated his #1 rule: always treat the individual.
So, after all that, if you actually make it through his filter, if you've got the right character, if you follow these incredibly strict principles, what's the payoff? I mean, if it's not fame and it's not fortune, what's the reward for this life of hardcore dedication?
Well, the rewards he talks about are almost entirely internal. A life of genuine service to other people, the quiet, steady honor you earn in your community because of that service, the deep satisfaction of actually helping someone get better for good. And yeah, he says you'll earn a comfortable living, but he's very clear, this is not the road to a spectacular fortune.
And this final quote, this might be the most important line in his entire philosophy. Homeopathy is a principle, and principles brook no division of loyalty. To him, this isn't a job. It's not a career you can just do halfway. It demands everything. It's an all-or-nothing commitment.
And so, in the end, Dr. Roberts doesn't leave you with a sales pitch. He leaves you with a challenge. He completely flips the script. It's no longer about what his philosophy can do for you. The final, really provocative question is, what have you got to offer it? A truly demanding vision of what it means to heal.